Can you put an effect on that? Because that would be really cool.
I was going to say, she's giving herself a theme tune now. I mean, this podcast is slowly becoming the Mallory show.
I am the face.
I mean, we spend the first 40 minutes of every episode discussing Mallory's Marvel madness, and then we throw ourselves into the other 12 topics we've selected for the episode in the next 9 minutes.
Well, if you guys were as crazy as me and thought you should watch 130 things around the same time we all decided to do this, we could talk about you guys.
True. This is very true.
Accurate.
I also just needed something to like take the place of discussing my love life because that was never happening.
There was that. I forgot that the whole purpose of the show
Sure,
is
that was
part
part of it. That was part of it originally.
I hated that suggestion.
I mean, it's still an option, people. If you are interested in Mallory, she's not particularly worried about gender or species. So
You are a bastard, man.
Mike, thank you very much.
So now,
Okay.
where are you in the madness? Because last time we checked in. Yeah, where are we in the madness?
All right. So last week, I feel like I did real good when I told you guys how much I watched.
Which means this week you've watched 2 episodes.
No, I watched 8 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Of Iron Fist, which is Luch. What number is it?
53.
53. Thank you. Okay. So I've not told you guys what I've thought about this. I haven't even texted you guys while I've been watching it. So based on how I felt about all the other Netflix shows, how do you guys think I'm dealing with Iron Fist?
I mean, you said each one starts off super slow, which is accurate, having done recently the rewatch myself. But I think, I'm going to come out of left field here, I'm thinking that you're enjoying Iron Fist. But based on that face, maybe not.
Matt, would you like to give your
I think
theory?
you're playing a blinder. I do think you're enjoying Iron Fist. I think we'll find out that you quite like Danny Rand. You like what he's about. You like the corporate world that he's exploring, and you like the sort of ancientness that's going on in the background.
I hate how well you both know me. I'm really enjoying Iron Fist. Like from the get-go, like I didn't feel that the beginning was slow. I didn't feel like I had to force myself to watch the first 4 episodes. I found myself wanting to keep watching. Because I think it just started off so differently than the other 3.
I think that's interesting about that show. And it's something that I realized doing my rewatch was 2 things. Number one, as we've talked about before, everybody shat all over Iron Fist for several reasons. But I actually think, having rewatched it now the second time, that the first season of Iron Fist, it was actually the 5th Netflix season. Because they'd already gone through 2 seasons of Daredevil, 1 of Luke Cage, and 1 of Jessica Jones. So this was the 5th Netflix season that they were making, leading up to the Defenders, which was the 6th season of that expanded arc. And I think they finally found their footing. I think they understood the character, actually, and I do think Finn Jones did a good job. Colleen Wing is awesome.
Phenomenal.
The actress who plays Colleen is great. And I think they do a good job of mixing this kid who's a billionaire just comes back from this mystical land and is like, I'm just going to like walk around barefoot because that's what I did forever. And just be an amazing martial artist. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I gave a lot of crap when it came out. I think everybody did. I don't think definitely was not alone in that. But I think that Netflix was really finding their footing. I think it set them up very nicely for the Defenders season, which is the next one.
Which makes perfect sense because all of them, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil, have all been referenced so far in the first 8 episodes. And the Punisher. Like, they all have been referenced, and you can see how they are very much setting it up for the Defenders. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed knowing nothing going into it. Like, I didn't know who Iron Fist was. I didn't know how he's going to play out with the hand. I knew absolutely nothing. And that first, scene where he just shows up barefoot, dingy looking at Rand, and you're trying to figure out what the show is about. And, like, it's setting up the show, but you're still, like, kind of piecing everything together, and I think it takes, like, 20 minutes for you to realize who he is and why he's there. I just thought it was really good. And I know you guys said that he was kind of thrown into it, and so the martial arts gets better during the season. I don't know if I've been seeing that. I think what I'm seeing, which I'm enjoying, is that his movements just look fluid. Everybody else looks like they're going at him, they're really trying, they're putting all their effort into it. He's just, like, almost like batting away flies. Like, it's just fluid, it's calm, it's like, when Matt's kids attack you and they're just so tiny that you can kinda just push them away. Like, that's, like, the feeling I'm getting from him.
Well,
So,
I mean, that's part of his training in that monastery. It's embracing his chi and being like that's the thing that he talks about throughout the show, and especially even more so in the Defenders and in the season 2 of Iron Fist, and spoiler alert, also season 2 Luke Cage, is all about balance. And it's about kind of like using your opponent's energy, kind of like going with it and kind of like going against them, but not expending any of yours, but in doing so. It's just it's their fighting style of, like, I think the closest is obviously Daredevil, because they're both kind of martial artists. But you can see Daredevil is using his own strength to beat his enemies apart, whereas Danny's just like you said, he's just smacking them around. Like, and of course, then sometimes he busts out the fist and really lights people up. But I don't know. It's fun. I mean, I think you'll see even better fighting
mhm.
from Danny in the Defenders. If you haven't, I don't think, because you haven't watched that one, right? You haven't watched
No,
the Defenders.
no,
Yeah,
I think FedEx is
yeah,
coming up, like,
yes.
soon.
I think it's the next of the net. It's the next of that
Yeah.
ilk.
Yep.
But the seeing Danny and Daredevil fight together, in my opinion, is one of the like. There's this, Max. You know the scene I'm talking about in the office building.
Yep.
That's one of the funnest fight scenes I think I've ever seen. Was just those two guys just like
I mean,
playing off the ball.
it was what we always wanted from it. We never wanted a Luke Cage season 2 or even an Iron Fist season 2. I think we wanted Heroes for Hire. That's what
Yeah,
we
Heroes
wanted.
for Hire,
Yeah, which is
or
what
Knights of the
people.
Dragon, or Knights of the Dragon, even.
Yeah, but I mean, the Heroes for Hire was the Danny Rand, Luke Cage, just chilling, running PI protection racket out of a random barbershop and just enjoying themselves and just going out there and having fun and being cool kids. And that was what we'd hoped we would get to. Defenders is great, all that bigger stuff. But I mean, if you'd given me a season of that instead of season 2 of Luke Cage and or Iron Fist, I'd be
I agree
more
with
than
you. As much
happy.
as I enjoyed season 2 of Luke Cage, I agree. I would have preferred to have seen a Heroes for Hire season
Yeah.
instead,
Yeah.
because
I have a
their relationship is also hilarious.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have not finished the season yet. Right now, they've captured Madame Gao in China. So I'm pretty far. I think I'm 8 episodes in. Um, Everyone's been kicked out of Rand. You find out that Jessica Jones has been Joy Meacham's PI, um, not by name, but, so obviously the big bad in the season is the Hand. We were introduced to the Hand in Daredevil season 2. Um, and Claire has now met Danny Rand. It's so obvious that she's gonna bring them all together, but she keeps mentioning, like, how her friend has come up against the Hand. And just, like, naturally, if I'm gonna go fight this person or this, like, entity that, like, I never have and somebody else has already fought them, wouldn't you just be like, "Hey, did your friend wanna come to China with us?" And it's, like, never brought up, and obviously, we know, like, logically, it's because they didn't have the budget for it, or that wasn't part of their contracts, but, like, then why keep bringing it up?
I have a really easy answer for that, but I want to let Max see if we have the same answer.
I mean, my answer for it is they needed to give Iron Fist his own ground to stand on. and that sort of comes later. Without
So
spoilers, there's more to come. So would say.
I agree, but I would take it a step further, and that's part of Danny Rand's arrogance. Because Danny Rand is the immortal Iron Fist. He is the enemy of the hand. He is the person that destroys the hand, and he wants to do that himself. I think because that's what he trained for. That's when he defeated Shao-Lao. Like that's his thing. So I think part of that, maybe I'm foreshadowing a little bit, but part of that is his own arrogance as Danny Rand and / Iron Fist. That's my thoughts on it.
I mean,
I was just
that
natural thing I would have said.
that's why him and Luke Cage work so well together, because they're the polar opposites. They're the yin and the yang. Of the whole scenario is they bring the best out of each other and they work well together because of that.
An unlikely team that makes so much sense.
Yeah, and it's the rich white man and the kid from Harlem. It's those sorts of things. One who's impenetrable and one who has the probably the power to penetrate him in a non-sexual way.
It's a real different show.
We just went from fan fiction territory again,
Well, I mean, that's probably where we're getting most of our likes from, so there's nothing wrong with that. What I think is interesting is the potential for connections between Shang-Chi and Iron Fist. Between Ta Lao and what was it? Kunlun.
Kunlun.
Yeah, Kunlun.
Idea
Yeah.
that this is
I feel like they're very similar to the point where at one point I thought it was the same place when I saw Shang-Chi. And then when I did my rewatch of that, I was like, oh no, it's not. Like they are two distinct, different mystical places.
There's the moment where Shang-Chi's mum fights his dad, and she sort of uses chi power at that point.
Yeah, that's
the whole
right.
thing is she from Iron Fist's village?
Is she from Kunlun?
Yeah. So it becomes this whole thing. But it'll be interesting to see if we ever get that crossover. Even if it's a 5-minute fight scene and then they end up being friends. Like, I think that would be cool to see.
Do you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys know, and don't tell me because I'll find out, but do we find out how Madame Gao knows what Kunlun looks like?
Not going to tell you.
You tell me yes or no.
Yes or no?
Yes or no.
Okay, then I want to go back talking about Claire.
Okay. I mean, I'll always talk about Rosario Dawson. I've got no problem with that whatsoever.
He's also a Stoker, so yeah.
I was flying to London and back on Friday, and my companion for that was Ahsoka, because I'd still not watched Ahsoka. I'm now half.
Really? Oh, yeah. Okay. They are filming season 2, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd actually catch up with that and see where we were at. And then immediately remembered why I didn't watch it, because I watched the first 5 minutes and I was like, oh no, I never finished Rebels. I need to go watch Rebels again. And immediately jumped in and I was like, oh no, I never finished Rebels. But yes, Rosario Dawson, let's go.
Okay, so I don't know how much we talked about it when we talked about Luke Cage, but her and Luke Cage's relationship, and I love it. I love them together. I like them better than her and Matt Murdock. But what I caught, and I'm assuming other people caught it, but I think it's just easier for me because I'm watching everything kind of back to back, is when she's going after one of the bad guys who's trying to steal, or one of the guys from the hand who's trying to take the heroin maker at the hospital. And she sees the guy backing up and she's running towards him and she goes, "Sweet Christmas." And I'm like, oh, Luke Cage, little cuties.
They're the moments though. I mean, as comic book fans, we've become cynical about the movies and about the TV shows. But those are the moments where you go, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it gives you the warm and fuzzies.
We forget those moments. And I mean, I can think back to the first time that happened for me, and Leach was sitting next to me in the cinema, and it was Hawkeye appearing in Thor. And it was that moment where you see the arrow, you see the hand come into screen and it goes to grab a gun and then it changes to the bow. And I was like, no. And I mean, at this point, we're talking about where there wasn't this intense pressure to find out all of the secrets. You know, there wasn't the Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. We'd seen them on set. They're in Atlanta. There wasn't all of that stuff happening. So it was amazing to see and just to know that that's the direction we're going in. And that's one of those moments. I think those are the coolest moments in the whole show when they have those little nods, little things you think, it's cool. It's cool.
They're little
And
cuties
Doctor
there.
Who does the same thing.
They do.
I suppose you have to have enough lore to get away with it.
Yeah. And I think Marvel might have enough lore.
Just
Maybe. So, the other thing I thought that was a little silly, and I don't know if you guys are going to disagree, is, okay, so Danny Rand, but I also see how they set it up for it. And so Danny Rand, as the Iron Fist, has given up all like possessions, things that and he's attachments, relationships. He says he's celibate, and like not even 24 hours later, he's in bed with Colleen. And like they do set it up that like obviously he's not, because he didn't defeat the Hand, because he decided to save Sabina instead. Like it obviously they were showing that like he's obviously not keeping with I guess all the teachings, but I thought it was a real quick turnaround.
I mean, Scotland wins.
No, she's good. Speaking of British actors, Finn Jones, and I'm pretty sure isn't Colleen also British?
Is she? Is she?
I think she is either British or like Australian.
Because I was looking it up last night whether or not Finn Jones was straight. Because he plays Loras Tyrell in Game of Thrones.
Well, I know he's Night of the Flowers. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's Japanese American.
Oh.
Okay.
But whatever. And the internet wouldn't tell me if he was gay or straight.
Finn Jones.
Or both. He could be bi.
Finn, we want to know. First of all, we respect and love Iron Fist. We'd love to see you come back into the MCU. Secondly, Mallory would like to know, are you straight or gay? I'm sure this is a play by her. She's moved on from Matt Smith, so it's your turn to stand in the spotlight. We remember she only does this for British celebrities, so it's really all about.
Apparently, yeah.
Well, it's not true. I've said multiple times that Q is my soulmate, and he's from Staten Island, so which is as far from
you can't get much.
Yeah,
As
you can get.
It's an island. It's a small island inhabited by weirdos.
But they didn't like invade the whole world, so.
They don't even like when you come to their islands. They charge so much to get you there.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So no, not because. Listen, he's a little cutie, but I was just curious. Okay. And listen, I get he's an actor. He's allowed to act both ways. But I was just curious. Okay. But also, when you Google it, according to Google AI, he's married to the actor that plays Colleen Wing, which isn't true. Is it Wang or Wing?
Wing.
Wing. So according to Google AI, he's married to Colleen Wing.
I mean, Google AI says lots of things that aren't necessarily true.
I know. And then I went down a rabbit hole about that. So I was just curious. I just want to know. People want to know. People are asking.
I used to work with a colleague, and she used to say that during the Rugby World Cup and the Football World Cup, she would sit there next to her husband and comment, and then she'd sit and she'd be Googling all the wives and girlfriends of all the players. Like that's going to work the day after, and she'd be like, "So, Jordan Henderson, have you seen his wife?" What about the performance last night? I don't know, but his wife does not like this person's wife.
I get it. I just want to know.
Understandable. Okay, so it was only the 8 episodes this week of Iron Fist, so you've not even finished. You come into that point in the season where everything starts to peak, and then they give you the false ending, and then we go for the second ending.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Henry, is that Daddy Meacham?
That's been a long time.
No, that's
Harold.
Harold Meacham.
So he's now dead again. The Meachams and Danny are the Meachams and Danny are out of the board. They're off the board. Also, because I went on the little Google spiral yesterday. the actor that plays Ward Meacham, that's Kaylee Cuoco's baby daddy?
Oh, is it?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because he's also Faramir in Lord of the Rings.
No, that's Harold Meacham.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Harold Meacham. That's what I'm saying.
Ward Meacham.
Oh,
is
Ward.
Kaylee
Oh,
Cuoco's.
Ward. Okay. Okay. My bad.
Yeah,
Because that would be weird.
that would be weird. No. Ward Meacham. What else has been going on? I don't know. I thought they kept Madame Gao in the shadows for a while, but I was like, that's Madame Gao.
Yeah.
Like, not surprised. I was almost expecting to have Elektra be one of the fighters that Danny fought during the tournament.
Yeah.
A
but she
reasonable expectation.
Yeah, because of how Daredevil season 2 ended.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
A
mean,
reasonable expectation.
There's this whole thing where it's the prophecy of the hand, and Danny ran to defeat the hand. But if you read enough and watch enough Daredevil, we also get back from Daredevil an awful lot. So it is Daredevil's the prophecy. He's the one to bring the hand down, or Daredevil's to lead the hand, or Elektra's leading the hand, or the hand's fighting the fist, and you get all of those sorts of crossovers. And
Yeah, the hand, the fist, the chase. All of those.
Yeah.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together about the hand and the fist until they said it, and I was like, Mal, you're stupid.
I mean,
For me, I think also when I'm watching things for the first time, I try to be in it and not overthinking it. Which is why when people spoil the ending, when they're like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, I hate it. Because I'm just trying to be in the moment.
I hate it just because those people's are dicks.
Yeah. Well, even if they don't know, there's oh, this is what we know is gonna happen.
But I mean, I'm even coaching Jack and Molly into that, where I'm like, no spoilers. No spoilers. No spoilers. Don't spoil it. And they will say, no spoilers.
No
spoilers.
Spoilers.
Can't have spoilers.
All right. So I'm going to be done with this by this weekend, most likely. And then Captain America Civil War.
The good stuff.
That's the good, yeah.
The good stuff.
So what are you giving Iron Fist so far? Do you want to wait to
we didn't finish S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, because I didn't finish S.H.I.E.L.D. yet.
Oh, shit. More to watch.
I still have more to watch. I have so I have to watch Captain America Civil War, then Black Widow, other than the end credit scene.
Yeah.
And then I finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right. So sorry. So we'll hold off on the rankings until next
Until I
episode.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one. Civil War is a good film.
I'm sorry.
That's not a lie, though. It's like Avengers 2.5.
It is.
Yeah, that's why I love it.
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of realizing we want more team ups. We love a team up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think it depends upon the team, though. But yes, I agree. I do think the team is where it's at.
I mean, I want to see more Miss Marvel interaction with the rest of the MCU.
Yeah.
I thought
Malcolm
was so good. And I mean,
she was very
everything about it meant I shouldn't like it as a middle-aged man with a beard. She was introduced as one of those characters that was diverse and different and new and for young people. And I love it. I think she's brilliant.
I love it. I thought it was great.
She's pure and she's happy and she's just pure of heart. And I love that about her. And I want to see more of the interactions with her. Mallory, have you seen Daredevil? You haven't seen Born Again?
Mm-mm.
The one episode, it's not her, but there's an episode that makes reference to her. And I think it might be my favorite episode, but it's also just
it's hands down
episode.
Hands down the best episode of that season. Hands down.
But what I also want is I want her parents to move into the Avengers facility and just reprimand everybody.
Just be there. Which Avengers facility though? Because we do have the new Avengers facility.
Upstate New York.
All right.
Well, it has to be the new one because the old one was destroyed.
No, but I mean, we've got the Thunderbolt style one, and then we've got new Captain America style one. Remember, we've got 2 Avengers teams out there right now.
Right. Because I did watch the Thunderbolts twice.
Yeah, but one of them has a Z at the end.
Yeah.
Avengers.
Brandon. It's all about the Brandon. Maybe I'll relaunch blockbusters.
David Harbour is so good in that role.
Oh, he's so good in that role. Did you see him
He's
show up
just so
at the premiere driving the limo?
No.
Yeah,
He was driving the limo in character.
he was driving the
And
crappy
everybody else
limo.
was
They
in
were
the back.
guarding off.
Just
He's great.
He's so good at everything.
He is.
And are we finished with Marvel Madness there?
Yeah.
All right, Mal, where are we at on Mallory's Marvel Madness?
Okay, so last time we chatted, I was in the middle of number 53, which is season 1 of Iron Fist.
That's correct.
I finished that. I've watched Captain America Civil War, Black Widow, not the end credit scene. I finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. finally, and I watched all of the Defenders. So I'm through 57.
That was some quality. That was some quality TV right there.
That was a lot.
And
That was a lot.
So good, though.
okay, I need to know. I think we've talked about Captain America: Civil War
Mhm.
as being probably top 3, definitely top 5 Marvel product
I
Yeah.
agree.
to date.
Yep.
I want to hear your thoughts on the Defenders because it was the first time you seeing it. It's now everybody together, and I think that is the most important one that you watched.
Yeah. So I loved the Defenders.
You just need to calm down. That's the problem, Matt. I'm all out of calm.
That was very mistaken, but and I don't know why it was in my head, but I thought that the Defenders were Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Iron Fist, and the Punisher.
Okay.
And the Punisher was not there.
The Punisher was not there. We had this conversation.
Yes.
The Punisher he occasionally has teamed up with people in groups like Dozer. Sorry.
Those
He
are
joined
so upset the Punisher wasn't there.
Dozer, I mean, John Berthel's her favorite actor, so it does totally make sense. But he does, Max talked about it in Civil War, the comic book. Correct me if I'm wrong, Max. Civil War does join Team Cap.
Briefly.
For like a hot second,
Yeah.
kills somebody, and then he gets kicked out of the team.
Yeah, and refuses to fight Cap because he's like, he's right.
Yeah, exactly. But how did you feel about how did you feel about the initial, like, the meeting of all 4 of them in Midland Circle?
It made perfect sense. And there were so many similarities, I think, with the Avengers meetup also. Like kind of like, I mean, really just like when they all meet Thor for the first time and they're all like, who are you? And I felt like it had very similar vibes. But I mean, obviously Jessica Jones knew Luke Cage. Jessica Jones had met Matt Murdock. Knew something was going on with Matt Murdock. Luke Cage and Iron Fist started off on the wrong foot, but their girlfriends are buddies. And they all knew Claire, which, by the way, that's what I wanted. I wanted them all to be like, how do you know Claire? Why do you know Claire? How do you know her? And I'm happy.
Yes, that's Daredevil.
I mean, to be fair, Jessica Jones also had sex with Luke Cage, which did you joke about a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that I thought was interesting was in Iron Fist, you know that Danny Rand is young souled just because he never really had to grow up. Like he was a child, he never had to be an adult. Yes, he was the Iron Fist, but like it's different than like, having a job and having to pay rent and all of that. And you see just how young Danny Rand really is when he's with the other Defenders. Because he's just like a strong-headed child.
Yeah, he doesn't have the life experience that the rest have.
I'm just watching Iron Fist. We talked about this over the weekend. I'm just watching Iron Fist, and I think I'm up to episode 6 or 7 of it now. That's really evident in it is that Danny Rand is a teenager in Iron Fist's body. It doesn't have that maturity, and it comes from his lack of interaction with the world. And they sort of show it repeatedly through it, where, you know, he walks into the boardroom and he's like, I'm going to give away the drugs for cost. And then he walks downstairs and says to the woman, I'm so sorry, let me fix it. And there's those sorts of naivety and the innocence. There's an innocence about...
It's a childlike quality. Yeah.
It's an
Finn Jones does so well.
He's endearing as the character. I mean, when you see those moments of like, that's how, like, you look at Danny Rand when you're talking about like giving away that drug that could cure this disease for free, and you know that's what you want from one of these Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, you know, those type of, it's what you'd love to be able to see.
It's also very Iron Man-esque. Tony Stark, you know, after his accident, his kidnapping, that's who he becomes.
He becomes more of the philanthropist and more of the I'm going to do good in the world. You know, first he's going to do the arc reactor for Stark Tower, and then
What's the line, Luch? What does he say to Captain America?
Billionaire, playboy, genius, philanthropist.
That's
my bad. Yeah.
It's that great line. He's like, who are you?
Yeah. Take the suit off. Who are you? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Yeah. No, I get that. And I'm actually, so this is the question I was going to raise. Sorry, we're jumping ahead. Civil War. Let's do Civil War first, right? That comes before Iron Fist. Oh, no, Iron Fist first. Okay, cool.
I finished Iron Fist. So this is Lucha's fault. He wanted to jump ahead right to the Defenders.
I wanted to jump into Defenders because I think we've talked about Civil War a lot, but because I wanted to get Mal's thoughts on Defenders.
We both hinted at this, and Mallory definitely said in a previous podcast that she's been enjoying Iron Fist. But did Iron Fist get a raw deal when it originally came out? Because I'm watching it back, and I think Iron Fist, as Mallory has alluded to as well, is probably the best paced of the first round. Right, the introduction shows it's the best paced one because it just gets going, and it's quick move.
I agree.
It's good. It's not as heavy maybe as some of the others, and we said that might help a little bit, but certainly.
I also thought every episode was well done. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like, and I think the other shows were slow starts. They were filler episodes, and like you talked about it as the problem with this necessity of 13 episodes. And I felt like Iron Fist didn't have that. Iron Fist it got going. And I think every episode built the story. Yeah. Not the entire episode, but it was building.
It moved things along. I think I said it too, that like it was their fifth season at that point of the Netflix. And I think they finally found their rhythm. Yeah. And then they kind of finale'd it with this 8-episode intense Defenders arc. Yeah. Which was just great. Now, I wanted to ask about, because this is something that I noticed, how similar the fighting styles are between members of the Defenders. Did you catch that?
I think that's down to the crew. I think that's down to the cinematographers and the stunt teams, because they were the same thing. But they all have the hallway fights, the close quarters fights, the lifts, the containers, the bar room. It's all the same sort of fighting. Yeah, you're right.
I have a question for you guys. All right, so Jessica Jones is strong.
Yep.
Luke Cage is impenetrable.
Mm-hmm.
But is he also strong, or is he strong just because nothing hurts him? Like,
no, he has a super.
I could rip off my own ear, but it's going to hurt me, so I won't do it.
I mean, I think that, and Max, you probably know better from the comics than I do because I didn't read a lot of Luke Cage, but I put his strength probably at like the not Captain America level or Bucky Barnes level, but just below that, probably where what's his face is.
I mean,
the fake Captain America from
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell. I put him probably around that, maybe a little bit less than that level. Like, he doesn't have the super soldier serum, but he has that. He does have a higher strength than your average large man.
So, regenerative healing factor, superhuman strength, stamina, and durability, nigh invulnerabilities, and skilled hand-to-hand combatant is how he is described. Yeah, he's overly.
Then Jessica Jones got the raw end of the deal because she's penetrable. Don't make the joke, but she's strong, but she could still get injured.
But she
Yeah, I mean, you see a little bit.
sort of fly though.
Well, she can jump really high.
Yeah.
She can really fly.
Yeah. Remember she
Yeah,
jumps
she
up
can-
on the balconies and stuff.
Yeah, she can probably jump about 3 or 4 stories and grab onto a
She
you know
jumped
a
at the poor man's balcony.
yeah, she does.
Um,
But in regard to Luke Cage's strength, you'll see that in either the first or second episode of Luke Cage season 2, where this doesn't really give much away about the story about that season, but there's a series where he goes and does like a training day with the Harlem Jets, which is like a fake football team based in Harlem, and you see him like running the 40-yard dash and lifting up giant tires and throwing it. You know, like you see a little bit of like, yeah, he's definitely, there's no man on earth who could in real life who could do what he does.
As we said, they allude to it at some points with the colours and the things that he wears, but he was Power Man.
Yeah,
his like official title was Power Man. So there's that.
I was just curious, but I enjoyed the end of Iron Fist. I enjoyed all of the Defenders. I was very sad when I went back through my list because I was like, oh, when do I get Defenders season 2? And there is none.
Yet.
This is my official call for Defender season 2.
Okay.
Pretty, please.
You've been calling for it since 2017.
Yeah, but I like Iron Fist. They should listen to me.
I mean, Iron Fist season 2 for me was even I enjoyed even more than Iron Fist season 1, and so I'll be excited to watch that again and think
And that was less episodes.
yes, yeah, because by that point
I think that was only 10 episodes or 8.
yeah,
something
they were
like that.
on their way out at that point, weren't they?
It was the last thing I think that aired, other than maybe Jessica Jones season 3. That may have come after that aired.
It did,
Yeah.
and Daredevil season 3.
Those both aired after Iron Fist 2? Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So this is the problem, I think, and I haven't had this problem before, but I'm sure when you guys watched the Defenders live, and the building comes down and Matt Murdock, Daredevil, is dead. Everyone's crying. Karen and Foggy are in the church and we're all sad. I'm sure there was like a moment for you guys, maybe I'm wrong, of is that the end? Do we get another season of Daredevil? But because I know that there's so much more Daredevil, I didn't have that like concern.
They already announced Daredevil season 3.
They had. I mean, they had already announced.
Shouldn't
Now I like you. We're coming from the same point of view where Daredevil season 3 was already announced. So you're like, okay, I know he's not dead, but my question was, how the hell did he survive? Because now you could see it with Luke Cage. I could see him surviving that. He survived getting blown up at Genghis Khan's. But Daredevil, he's he's special, but he's still a man, just flesh and blood, just a little bit better.
Did Elektra give him the substance? Don't tell me. I'll find out.
We'll have to find out.
I mean, what happens with regard to Luke Cage and Iron Fist season 2 take place, and they don't know that Daredevil's still alive.
Right.
So it explains why he isn't present. You know, it goes through that thing where they're like, "Oh, we don't have to call him up because he's dead."
And they talk about him as like what would almost like what would Jesus do? It was like what would Matt Murdock do? You know, we need to work together to defend the city and that kind of thing. You know,
in fact, probably pushes them together.
It does.
Are they in each other's seasons?
Like fills the void. I don't think there's crossover.
There's some crossover.
That's what I wanted for Iron Fist. I said that to you guys. Like I wanted when Danny was going to fight the hand the first time and Claire was going, "Oh, my friend," I wanted her to bring in Matt Murdock.
I'm not fussed for another Defenders season if they give us Heroes for Hire. So if they give us a season of Luke Cage and Danny Rand 10 years down the line running Heroes for Hire, the PI investigation thing, and fighting bad guys on the street, and we drop Matt Murdock into it, or we drop Jessica Jones into it, I'm good. Like, I'm
No, I would take that too.
yeah.
I would take that too because their relationship is brilliant. I mean, yeah, and you do definitely get a crossover in Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah.
With both of
And we've got, we were chatting about it the other night, Misty, the evolution of
Misty Knight.
She lost her arm.
Yep.
Stop that.
What do you think is going to happen next?
Well, okay, does she get a Bucky arm?
And then
Maybe.
No, she has a Bucky arm.
And then her and Colleen become good friends, and then they start at PI Protection Agency as well.
Isn't it Knights of the Dragon that they start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had.
Do we see that?
Sorry.
Yeah, they had their own run of comics. Yeah.
Oh, we don't see that in the show.
But I mean, if you were to do Heroes for Hire, you bringing them in.
Totally do Knights of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's loads of fun to be had in that small sandbox that doesn't impact the wider Marvel universe.
Yeah.
The question is, of course, Doomsday. How does Doomsday reset everything?
I mean, yeah, Doomsday's the reset, isn't it? That's what the rumor is. Doomsday's the reset, or is it Secret Wars? That's the reset.
The two of them over the arc of the two of them.
The two of them.
There's a hard reset coming, isn't there? So, and because they're filming back to back, like at the same time, you don't know what's happening where. Okay, Defenders. So swing back, Civil War, masterpiece. Brilliant.
So good.
So good.
So good. Okay. So I have no recollection of watching Ant-Man before Civil War. Like the first time I watched them both. Did Ant-Man come out before Civil War?
Yeah. Well, in the timeline.
No, I know in the timeline. But in like actuality, were they released?
I believe Ant-Man did come.
Because Ant-Man's post-credit scene was that scene, and you knew he was going to appear.
Oh.
Right.
True. Okay.
Yeah, Ant-Man did come out before Civil War. Yeah.
All right. Well, so, I mean, it's just so good. I mean, there's nothing to really even talk about it because it's just so good. I mean, I think it has like one of my favorite lines when Spider-Man meets Captain America for the first time, and Cap is impressed with him, asks him where he's from, and he says Queens, and he goes, Brooklyn. And then later when Aunt May is helping him with his black guy, he goes, a guy from Brooklyn beat me up. Like just so innocent.
Yeah.
And it is rewatching it, because obviously I've seen it a million times. I saw it when it first came out. It really is the perfect way to break up the Avengers, because whatever his name is, the Sokovian was correct. You don't attack him from the outside, you have to attack from the inside. That being said, this all goes to show just how immature Tony really is. Like, I get it. I get that it's your parents. 100% I understand that. But you also need to understand that it wasn't Bucky's choice. He was brainwashed. They were actively trying to unbrainwash him. It was true. And I'm not getting into like the whole political, whatever it's called, the Stanford experiment. Like, that's not what this was. He was truly brainwashed, with no control over what he was doing. That being said, I do think Cap should have told Tony ahead of time.
And that's what ended their, because again, I don't want to go as far as say friendship, because I don't think that Tony Stark and Captain America were necessarily friends. They were maybe just beyond colleagues. There was a mutual respect, but I don't think there was a kinship like Tony even had with Coulson.
Tony said they were friends. They're in the ice. They're in like the ice thing, and Cap says he's my friend, And Tony goes, so was I. So in Tony's mind, they were friends.
And Tony, yeah, I do think Cap was in the wrong there, 100%. Because once he figured it out. But
also, when's the right time to say, hey, just so you know?
by the way, my old best friend from like the 30s and 40s, yeah, he killed your parents.
So obviously that was the greeting from the comic books. So in the comic books, what happens in Civil War is one of the Runaways, I think, one of the teen sort of X-Men gangs goes to a site and a terrorist supervillain blows himself up and kills a load of kids in a school.
Yeah.
So that happens, and then the government's like, well, we need now to have superheroes and supervillains. Anyone with powers needs to be registered so they can be held to account. And Tony is very much, yes, that needs to happen, and Cap is no. But the catalyst for that is somewhat different. Whereas in this catalyst is the Sokovia Accords. It's
Sokovia. It's essentially dropping a city on,
Yeah. Not, but ignoring the fact that they saved the vast majority of the people in the sick bay.
I thought the Sokovia Accords were stupid. I was on Cap's side.
They had to do something because they didn't have access to the rest of the Marvel product. I mean, because one of the main writers of the Avengers initiative, or like that registration, superhero registration act, was Reed Richards, was Mr. Fantastic.
I'm not even saying that was a stupid plot point. I thought if the Sokovia Accords are real, I would agree with Cap. They should not be making lists of people with or without powers.
Yeah, and it becomes that, in the comics, there's this amazing arc where basically Tony brings Peter Parker on side very early on, and Peter Parker reveals himself, and then that has an impact on his life. And he realizes that he went the wrong way with it and he should have gone with Cap. And you get that whole thing. And then on the back of all of that is that Iron Man clones Thor. And a big thing in the whole thing is that he clones Thor. Because at this point, Thor's off-world. Nobody knows where he is. Thor's not getting involved. He's like, this is Midgard. It's not me.
There's an Earth thing. Yeah, exactly.
So Thor then shows up and is pissed and falls out with Tony because he's like, you clone me, that's wrong. Everything you've done is wrong, you've created a beast, sort of thing. And then to top it all, there is an amazing post-Civil War comic, which is Cap's dead. And it ends...
Is that Fallen Sun?
No.
Am I thinking of it different now?
I know what it's called. I think it's just Civil War.
Okay.
Anyway, the whole book is Tony sitting down next to Cap's corpse and apologizing and talking him through why he did what he did and why he now realizes he was wrong to do what he had done. And it's just brilliant because it's such a moving book that it just captures. Now, we all know Cap comes back after that anyway because it's Captain America and all that sort of stuff. But that for me it was a great moment. It was a great moment, and the strength of the comic book over the film is that the comic book was a representation of, let's not lie, a representation of America. It's torn, the way it started with the explosion and the killing kids in school and their weapons, they need to be controlled. We know what conversations being had there, and then it was very much the pro and anti of that. And it was just very well done. But it was done because Marvel's offices were having those conversations in the office. They were divided. And so they were like, well, let's put that in somewhere. And for me, I was so excited to see him do Civil War. And I think it's a great movie. And I think they did a good job of it. But it still missed a lot of the beats that made the comic book so much better.
Isn't that always the thing? The movie's never as good as the book.
Well, but as Luke said, they had more characters to play with.
Yeah.
They had more to play
with.
with.
So bad.
And
even
so Zemo, Helmut Zemo makes an appearance in Marvel Zombies. Quite interesting.
So I haven't finished yet.
No, me either.
Season.
I think I've seen the first 3 episodes now, but he makes a significant appearance in it, so it was quite funny to see that. And obviously Danny Bro's done the voice, and but he's very much more Baron Zemo. He's moved on. he's become a supervillain, he grows to be sort of moment. But okay. Was that? Oh, and then you had post credits.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so post credits we have
Which-
Bucky's in Wakanda. That's when we first get introduced to Wakanda.
No, but I mean, oh yeah. But I was talking about the post credit that came as the next one on the list.
No, I didn't see the post credit. I watched Black Widow minus the post credit.
Post credit.
Yeah. So all
Oh,
Black
sorry.
Widow.
Yes, I'm
But-
reading the list now.
This is why I asked about things out of order, because I didn't realize how early on Black Widow takes place in the timeline. Because obviously we know it's not released until after Endgame.
Yeah, it came out after Endgame, but I think takes place before Iron Man 2.
No. It takes place directly after Civil War.
Oh, it's directly after Civil War.
Directly after. 'Cause she's on the run for letting them go.
Yeah,
Because
that's
she let Cap and Bucky go. So, and Black Panther has reported her. She's now on the run. Yeah, so it's immediately after Civil War.
Yeah.
I only think that happened because, she had her moment in Endgame and people were like, but she never had her own
She never had her own.
project. But also it managed to allow them to introduce other characters, particularly to keep the Widow character alive as opposed to Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Right.
And it was part of some deal that she'd negotiated with Disney as well, which it caused loads of controversy as well. There was a big stink because it came out during COVID.
Yeah, it wasn't released in cinema and only released on Disney Plus, and yep.
And she was entitled to back end credits on that she never got because she's
only
Would you?
I will defend that lawsuit all day.
Yeah.
She brought the lawsuit not just on her own behalf. She brought it for all the other people working on the movie who were also screwed out of their own money because it was on streaming and not released in theaters. And everyone's like, oh, Scarlett Johansson doesn't need more money. She didn't do it for her. She did it for them.
But Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick did the exact same thing for the Trolls movie that came out. I think it was the second Trolls movie for the exact same reason that, they worked on that project, as did a lot of people, with the idea that there would be back-end cinema credits. And we went through what we went through as a global society. So there was nothing that could have been done, but Disney, they could have held back, I suppose. But they needed content as well.
Yeah. And it's still a good movie. I love the relationship between her, Elena, and David Harbour. Like their banter, so good. Like I think my favorite part is right after they break him out of prison, they're in the helicopter and he asks if it's their time of the month or something. And Elena just like starts talking about periods and then he's like, oh, I don't want to hear it. And she goes, oh no, don't worry, I don't have it because they ripped it out. They went in, they scooped it out, they ripped it out. And it's just like that. And I know they weren't real family, but that familial,
Yeah.
the jabs.
And
I love it.
And that comes up a lot. It comes up in the Thunderbolts.
It does.
We're not really real family, but we are. Like, we
need more Rachel Weisz, though. She should have been Chief Thunderbolts.
She was fantastic.
She was great. I think one of my favorite lines is the when Yelena's talking about like the vest. Oh, look, I bought this vest. It's got so many pockets. I can do so much things with it. You like it? It's cool, right? Like still wanting to get her not sister's approval on her clothing choice. I feel like that was a nice little.
Well, we've mentioned Rachel Weisz there. Mummy 4.
Mummy 4?
Yeah, Mummy 4.
They're all coming back. Brilliant.
I love it. 2 Marvel people.
Yep.
Because Rachel Weisz is Marvel, and then the guy who played her brothers in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm. John Hannah.
I know, it's nice. I believe you.
Yeah. Okay. So Black Widow, as an overall, are we going to get a score for Black Widow?
Oh, I'm gonna give Black Widow. Okay, I'm gonna give Black Widow a 6.
6?
I'll just 6. I think it's still a good movie, but I think because now remember, I'm not watching them in bubbles. I'm watching them, in like with the other things.
I get it.
Coming from Civil War, which I'm gonna give a 9,
Mm-hmm.
And then going right into Black Widow, 6.
about
Defenders. Okay, Iron Fist, I'm going to give 7.5. Defenders, I'm giving it 8.5.
Okay. I'm just looking. Age of Ultron, you gave a 6. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 is 6.5.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
It doubled Blade's score, so we'll take that.
I know, it was, listen, it's still a good movie. You know what? I'm going to give it a 6.5.
6.5 to Black Widow.
Yeah. Okay, also, the other thing I finished was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4? Season 3.
3.
Yeah. So now we can finally talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the entire Season 3.
Okay.
Which we won't go into big detail because we've already spent way too much time talking about the Defenders. But I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10.
I think
What
that's
happened?
respectable.
Give us a summary of Season 3.
So it's actually like 3 different things in one season. The first half of the season, I don't know what happens the first half of the season. I think Gemma Simmons is stuck on a planet and they have to get her.
Yes, the Hydra planet.
On a Hydra planet. Second half of the season, she's back. They've also brought the Hydra back with them,
Whoa,
who is
whoa.
the person.
So in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we've got space travel already.
Yeah.
And interdimensional travel.
It's actually interdimensional travel. Yeah.
You can see why maybe Kevin Feige was like, okay, guys, we're going in a different direction. / you're taking all of our good content way before we're ready to use it with good characters, not with characters you've created.
Yeah, that was with that weird rock that turns into like black goo, if I remember.
Yeah, like an obelisk.
That's it, the obelisk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they bring back the Hydra, which is like really the king of the Inhumans.
Yep.
Because he's in
Who
mind
possesses what's his face?
Grant Ward,
Grant Ward. Yep.
who Coulson kills with his bare hands.
Yep.
Or really his fake hand, because at this point Coulson has
That's true. Yeah, because he has the mechanical hand. Yeah.
because Mac had cut it off.
Here's the Luke
And then the last
hand.
the what?
The Luke Skywalker hand.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's computer. And then the last 3 episodes of the season take place after doesn't it take place after Civil War?
Yep.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it is after Civil War.
Yeah, after Civil War. So like they even talk about the Sokovia Accords and all of that. It was fine. Like I don't even remember most of it.
I think your next season is the one that Max's favorite.
Next season is Greg Clark's favorite.
Oh, is this the one where
Yeah.
Ghost Rider shows up?
Yeah. Robbie Reyes.
Yeah. Ghost Rider shows up and they blew their budget on like 4 episodes. And then they were like, oh no, we can't bring him back because...
Well, he comes back for a hot minute at the end of the season, I think.
Yeah. But he was meant to be a precursor, wasn't it, to creating a Ghost Rider show? A Robbie Reyes show. That was the hope that was coming off the back of it. And they were like, we love it, but it's too expensive.
Okay. It was a good week. 2 weeks, I guess.
Very good.